So welcome back guys, this is Robin. Today we'll be covering lazy loading in Angular and I'm almost at 100 subscribers. So if you learned something today, you know what to do. So this is what we're going to be covering today. We're going to create an admin page. We're going to create an admin item component. We're going to create modules for this admin page and we're going to be lazy loading the admin component and the admin items. So let's go. So let's go to the admin page. As you can see, I've added a few things to the admin page. Just something to look at. It's not something that actually works. You want to design yours like this. Just go to, I went to Boomer, went to under components, the documentation, I went to the message and copied this. Went back to my code, went to admin. This is the admin page or the admin component. Added the container, added a columns with multi-line and a div with column which is 1/3. Then inside that div I copied what I'd copied back into that. Then I did that 3 times. So to change the color, if you look at the class, there is it's primary, there is it's link, and it's, I think the third one is no, it's not third one. The first one is just black, that's why it's black. This one. So why we're doing lazy loading is actually to help your website become a bit faster. So what happens in Angular is that all the components that you've created are being loaded or passed when someone comes into your website. So as you can see in app module, we have all these declarations. We have the admin component, we have the error component, we have the app component. So this means is even if I've just come to your home page on your website, the website is, before it loads, is actually passing the components or the modules in the admin area. So what we actually want to do to make your website a bit faster is make sure that if I'm not going to the admin page, I don't need to add to load the components in the admin page. I only need to add them or load them when I'm actually visiting the admin page. So imagine if you had a very big website where this area where you want to click and go to all the users online, all the sales for the day, there are actually other components handling it or other modules handling it, and all of them are being loaded even when just a visitor who's not interested in the admin section or is not even admin visits the page. This will make your page very slow. So the first thing we need to do is to, let me create a new component and call it, just write it down, ng generate component admin details. So it's been created, and as you can see, it's actually also been added to your app module. This is the main module of the website. So let's actually move everything in this. So I'm going to admin, this is the admin page. I want to make that a component. I want to make this, I've already cut it. So let me just paste it so that you see. Then I want to actually add it here, admin details. It's app admin details. So I moved everything from the admin page to the app to the admin details and just imported this component to the selector. So they are back. So to do lazy loading, the first thing we need to do is I'm going to go onto the admin folder and create 2 modules. And the first one will be admin.module.ts. And the second one is admin routing module.ts. So those two components, just so that you know, we're actually copying what Angular does initially. So you have the app module.ts that Angular generates for you when you create an app, and an app module and an app routing module. So you want the admin module to have its own app routing and admin module to handle the components that it wants to load. The first thing we need to add is an ng module, and let's make sure we're importing it. It's imported, and passing, you need imports, sorry. For now it's an empty array. We need exports, empty array, and declarations for our components. Then we need to export this, and we're exporting a class. Export class, and we call it admin module. So if you look at the app module, it's basically the same thing that Angular came up with. So let's come back here, copy paste the whole of it and paste it in routing, but now I will change the name here to routing. Then we need to go to app routing module and tell Angular, instead of when you go to admin, instead of loading the admin component, we want it to load the admin module. So you need to say load children. It's a function. Import. We need to direct it to where the module actually is. So we're going to admin module. Then what you get back return the admin module basically. So once that is done, we now go back to the admin routing module, and we need to create now our routes. So we need to say const routes. I think we did this in the first part. Routes, import, make sure you're importing routes. Remember, routes are, all of them are like an object. Now with the component being admin component. Then we need to import the router module, but now here we are saying for child. If you look at let me just first finish. If you look at the main routing, the one that Angular generates, you're actually importing and you're saying for root, this because this is actually the root, the main root of the app. But if you're doing lazy loading and you're creating roots under separate components, you need to say you need to put it as for child. Then we actually need to export this as a router module. Then come to the admin module and import. The first thing you need to import is a common module, and now the admin routing module. So now we need to delete these declarations from the app module. So we don't want the admin details component to be declared there because we're not using it on all the pages. and also the admin component. Save that, go to admin module and declare them. So you want the admin component, and we also want the admin details component. So once a page and once is a component that we are loading. So I need to stop this, restart it. Now that I've restarted the app, let's see whether it's working. Yeah, and admin is working. So this component and the admin page have been lazy loaded. So one last thing that I want to show you is you don't need to actually code everything here. Angular as a shortcut. So let's say you already know that you want to lazy load a component that has all the users that are online, or your customers. You can just do ng generate m for module. Let's call it customers. You want to give it a route. It will be customers, and the module will be admin, because we want it to be another child of admin. And now admin dot module. So let's do this thing. It's already created it. So we have here a component called customers. It has its routing module already created. It has its customer module already created. And now if you go to admin routing module, you'll see there's a path with its children already set up. It's pointing towards the customer module. The customer has a component. And if we go to now admin, go to, they call it customers or customers work. So a quick recap of what we covered today. We created an admin details component. We created the admin module and its routing module. We lazy loaded both components, and at the end I showed you how to quickly add a lazy loaded module. So if you enjoyed this content, if you learned something, please like and subscribe. Bye.